It all started in Secaucus, New Jersey, back on January 19th of 2000. That's when and where I was born. I was a fairly chunky baby. In New Jersey, we lived in a pretty large house that my dad and my uncle both built together. My dad at the time worked as a hairstylist in a salon in New York. The salon was in a penthouse part of a very large hotel in New York. He made the drive every day from New Jersey to New York to go cut hair for some very interesting and very weird people. My mom at the time was a nurse and worked in many different doctor's offices in New Jersey. When I was born, my dad had a chocolate lab named Pachi. Me and Pachi were best friends at the time until sadly when I turned 3 and he passed away. Back in Jersey, my dad was a very popular person and knew a lot of people, so often he would go out and party. At 3 years old, on March of 2003, the devil was born, aka my brother Ferris. According to my parents, Ferris was a very feisty baby and always wanted attention, fairly similar how he is now. He would cry night and day, and it was just terrible. During that same year, my parents took me and my brother on a Disney cruise. The pictures show that it was an amazing time, and it shows that I had the best time of my life, but sadly, I don't really remember it. A few months after our Disney cruise, my dad's salon sadly started to lose business. That was mainly due to the tragic events of September 11th. After the attacks happened, my dad began to lose business due to his religion. At first, it wasn't an immense difference, but over time, more and more of his clients began to leave, forcing him to start thinking of new alternatives. His amazing idea was to move across the country to live in the scorching deserts of Arizona. Obviously, being only 5, almost 6 at the time, I wasn't really leaving much behind, other than family, which kinda sucked. When we moved to Arizona, we lived in an apartment in Scottsdale, which was pretty cool. We lived near Scottsdale Fashion Square, and me, my mom, and my brother would go to the mall and walk around almost every weekend. Finally, at around 2008, our house got built in Gilbert, just in time for me to attend elementary school. At first, I attended Weinberg Elementary, ended kindergarten and first grade there. Then in the summer, before I started second grade, a family friend of my mother's convinced my mom that it would be a much more beneficial and amazing opportunity for me to go to a private school. And from that amazing influence, sarcasm, I went to CTA Freedom. At first, it kind of sucked because I didn't know anyone there, but at around a week in, I started meeting new people. The first person I ever met at CTA was a kid by the name of Jacob Leslie. Me and Jacob are still friends to this day, and I could never thank him enough for accepting me and showing me the ropes. He also helped me meet some new, pretty cool people. And he helped me create lasting friendships with so many different people. One person he introduced me to in particular, who I could never thank him enough for, is some little guy named Drew. Drew is my homie, and my day one. We've been at it since second grade, and out of everyone I know since then, our friendship is by far the strongest. It's nice knowing that no matter when and where or what I'm dealing with, I'll always know I'll have him to be there for me. Elementary school was pretty basic, nothing really special, there's just normal stuff you'd expect. However, in 4th grade I started playing tackle football. I didn't play for my school because they didn't offer it, something about it not being safe or whatever. Instead, I played for the Gilbert Dogs. Tackle football at the time was probably the best thing I ever did. My team was amazing. We did so much together, I had amazing coaches and amazing teammates. Not like amazing in the way that we went and won championships because we were pretty trash. I think our best season we went 3-9, but that's besides the point. Just playing it and being able to have fun was the best part of it all and really got me into it. At the time I played running back, mainly because it was the only position that the coach's sons didn't play and I was fairly fast for the size that I was. I played for the Dogs as a running back for 4 years and then on my 5th year played both running back and defensive end. From then on, I fell in love with the defensive end position, mainly because there wasn't a lot of running. For junior high, I went to Payne. Wasn't anything special there. Either school was really boring for me or the only good parts were lunch and recess. However, during the 5th year of football, which was around the summer of 8th grade, I ended up tearing my Achilles and that sucked. The doctor said it wasn't the worst he's seen, but it's bad enough to where he didn't know if I could play football anymore. After months of healing and rehab, I was able to run and walk normally, which was amazing news. After junior high came Perry High School. Probably one of the best experiences of my life, meeting so many new people and ultimately my second family in the football team. I went through all 4 years of high school football at probably the hardest football program known to man. Like seriously, no one could gain weight and bulk up due to how much running we did. But besides that fact, it was the greatest, and I seriously miss it every day. Our our junior year, our team broke all of Perry's records, whether it was passing yards or even most wins in a season. We broke all of them. However, our run to state was cut short at the semifinals. That loss got all of us juniors at the time fired up for the next season. Our senior season, we ended up breaking all the records we previously set that year and ended up making it all the way to state. Sadly, through an immense fight, we lost to the only team who's beaten us in the past 2 years. However, school has had an amazing impact on my life by giving me many different opportunities and helping me meet new people and adding another family in the Chunky Boys. I'm sad yet excited to move on, and I'm ready for what lies ahead for NAU and for the future that holds behind it.